thing. Big Ag tries to pass more rules to shut down farms and ranches to make it nearly impossible to even provide our own food. Once the breadbasket of the world, now can't even supply our own food in many cases. We're being brought down. We're being made dependent. We're being put under siege. How do you make a city fall, a nation fall? You put it under siege. You cut its food and water off. You cut its intellect, its will to fight off. This is all psychological warfare by the globalists who play the U.S. off against Russia, Russia off against China, China off against Japan, China off against South Korea, South Korea off against North Korea, the U.S. off against China. It's all back and forth while the bankers sit up above it. They've stolen more than $50 trillion total globally, and that's, again, an old number. $28 trillion in the U.S., disappeared, won't say where it is, but we're told on CNN, in the AP, all over the news, yes, it's China. America's done. China is the boss. China is great. China is the model. China knows best. It's not father knows best, it's China knows best. We've got a leaderless, fatherless country. We've got a childlike nation of dumbed-down people who've been taught that being weak is cool, and then you've got a giant mechanized slave country. And I know a lot of folks that have lived in China and been there. I mean, the police will just cut your testicles off in the middle of the street for fun, and you'll routinely just see people on the street corner with their pants pulled off and police walking by laughing with their genitals cut off. I mean, it is, we were sent video by a guy that's done graphics for us because his girlfriend's Chinese. He stayed a few months over there, of youth brigades marching in the middle of cities, just with red flags. And I mean, it is creepy. Troops marching, total telescreens with troops announcing China's taking over. We're going to get the U.S. Their top generals are in the news every day saying we're preparing for war. The U.S. is our enemy. Meanwhile, our media is, oh, China is so good. By the way, I'm not joking about that. The police, it's just a reign of terror over there. Paul Watson's wife is Chinese. You know, she speaks perfect English and lived in England most of her life. The point is, she's Chinese. She has family in China. He was over there with her, and they just wrote an article about the Rand Corporation wanting to have war with China in the future. And her family and people got questioned, and she got put on a list and was told, you better not write for prisonplanet.com anymore. That's the authoritarianism of China. Reaching into England, reaching into prisonplanet.com, reaching into my free speech. And now, oh, Harry Reid better not call Hu Jintao a dictator when that's what he is. He is a dictator. He's elected by a committee of dictators. So it's a dictatorship of the inner party. And, man, you see films of their party conferences. What a group of preening, sycophantic devils. It's not about their art, their literature, their inventions, what they've done. It's all that their grandparents were murderers with Mao Zedong and knew how to sycophantically lick his boots. China is a giant North Korea that the elites in the West openly saw and went and funded and empowered and tilted the playing field to give China everything. And then when Americans point out how we've been deindustrialized, we're told, shut up, fat, dumb Americans. It's your fault this has happened. Really? Have you read NAFTA and GATT? Have you read the WTO rules? On taxes, China's much lower. Environmental regulations, there are none. Their rivers literally catch on fire routinely. Carbon taxes, harassment of power plants, they build 2 to 3 a week. We build 2 a year. Zero. Everything tilted for them. They have to put nets up at all their major factories that make the Apple goods and others because they were having suicides every lunch hour. The people are chained to their systems. Around 1/3 of the population lives in giant public prisons that are locked at night. You're locked in your house, locked in your neighborhood. Your children are taken at birth and trained and brainwashed and turned against you. Then they are sent to work half the week at factories. 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds. What's our government's answer? More regulations, more taxes, more carbon taxes. Now, what's going to happen with China? It isn't that Americans are dumb idiots and buy the Chinese slave goods that break by the time you get out of the box half the time, that are covered and dripping with every poison you can imagine, and the melamine-filled milk and the poison drugs, the prescription drugs. It's that you go to a store and 95% of it is made in China. Oh, yeah, people were dumb 30 years ago buying Chinese goods. But now, see, we're held by the throat. The truth is we don't need all this crud. I'm going to come back and break down what's going to happen, what they're doing, and why they're openly over here humiliating us with our president bowing with Chinese flags up and down Pennsylvania Avenue.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 5 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping. An $87 value, yours free. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Gun sales are on a staggering pace. Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns and will do anything to get them. Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them, how to create the perfect hiding place, as well as the places you should never hide your guns, under any circumstance. These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough. But listen up. For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com. That's hideyourguns.com. Or call 877-327-0365 before they come for your guns. Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
What's happening is a prison planet is being built. And that's the UN official program. We cover it in Endgame, online bibliography proving it. And what is the Endgame.com? You constantly see, the head of space, NASA Goddard Center saying we need to be like the Chinese. We need a global tyranny. You see all these other professors constantly saying we need the Chinese model. We need to sterilize people. We need a one-child policy. Ted Turner a month ago in Mexico. China is the model officially. They have UN meetings there, like the one in 96, the UN Food Program, and they said we will use food as a weapon, as Chairman Mao did in the Great Leap Forward in the Cultural Revolution. I mean, the Chinese have been chosen as the drone rock stars of the New World Order. They are the army. And the Chinese people aren't bad, but they've got a 5,000-year history of being enslaved and being killed and being tortured to death if they don't do what they're told. And there's so many facets to this. We have our media. We have our culture now with almost no criticism ever of China. Just 5-10 years ago, they'd criticized China, killing people for organs and their secret arrest and things. And now it's just, oh, China is wonderful. And the Associated Press says, well, it is true. They own our debt. They're kind of like our landlord now. I have the quotes here. They're in Paul Watson's article today. There's 2 articles, actually. Meet the New Boss, China Owns the United States. That's prisonplanet.com by Alex Jones and Paul Watson. Here's a curtain memo. China plants flag on Constitution Avenue. Now, on paper, the Chinese, quote, own the majority of the debt. But remember, that's $1 trillion, $100 billion or so. Where'd the $28 trillion go? That's 27 times or 28 times what the Chinese supposedly own. This is all just about breaking our will. If the TSA can put their hands down our pants, if we can see Chinese flags, not done for the British, not done for the Russians, not done for the Chileans, not done for anybody. I mean, they put red Chinese dipped in blood flags, blood red, yellow star. That banner's got more dead under it than Hitler and Stalin combined. They put that up and down the street, and now Harry Reid is in the New York Daily News being excoriated, and they lit up the Empire State's Building for China, for their 4th of July, for their National Day. All of Times Square has been turned into a pro-Chinese government event. They're opening restaurants all over Europe and the U.S. called Mao's, and I see kids everywhere wearing red stars. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's fun. It's fun to be a slave. And then I think about national organizations out there. Remember a few months ago, a group against the national deficit ran a minute-long TV ad where a Chinese president, Citizens Against Government Waste, where the Chinese government is up there bragging to a group of college students about how America fell by being in debt to China and how they bought cheap goods and how they had too high a taxes and regulation. That's actually what China teaches. And he then brags, that's why we took over America. That's why we own America. We have links to news articles in China, to TV pieces where the Chinese government is actually pridefully speaking about how we are their enemy, but they own us, and we're pathetic, and we're decadent, and we're bad, and our own media is agreeing. Again, this is about just totally getting us ready to accept any and everything. So I want to come back and go through all the news on this and what this means, and what it means to have Obama bowing to him. In fact, we'll show you that again on screen as we go out to break. But I want to tell you the master plan, where all of this is leading, where it's going to go. Then I got another report here. A man died from breathing fluoride. Got a lot more coming up.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media,
government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.